Well, good morning. The sun is rising on our third city of season 7. Look at this. We've got a place for people to come into the city by water, by train, by bus, by air back there. Excellent. Excellent. We need more population. When we come up here, we'll see that it's working, but they do need more people. Same thing here, but that's to be expected. I wanted just to make sure that I had my transportation in place just in case we needed to make some huge changes to this. So it was really important to get water access in place. But this looks good. This city has the potential to be a lot of fun. This early phase of the city, one of the things that I always like to do and I always try to focus on, and I encourage you to do it as well. This is where you can kind of do that projection, look into the future and say, okay, what potential traffic issues could arise here? And I'm looking and I'm thinking to myself, eventually, because right now it's not a large population, but eventually, if this area is all high rise, high density, and all of those eligible workers are trying to get here to go to work, I'm telling you, that's going to overload that. So, one thing that we do need to work on, we need a couple of release valves in place before that population gets to that level. Um, Another thing that I was looking at, and this is one of the things that I recommend as you're building your city, especially early on, think about potential ways that traffic could start to back up. When I read the comments, and some of the comments are, man, Leonard, everything was going good with my city, and then all of a sudden I had issues. And sometimes the common denominator is a person will say, my population went over this number, and that's my clue that your population went over, and the traffic started to catch up with you. So one thing I need to start working on, I got a wonderful comment from a viewer who said that they do not just end the tracks like this, they kind of create a loop. I need to work on that. I My comment was, I think I'm lazy. I just end the tracks like that. But yeah, we need to I want to spend a little bit of time working on some release valves. But yeah, when you're working on your city, just always, there's nothing wrong with making changes, even if the changes are huge. But one thing that I do want to do, because eventually, and it may be this episode, I want to start turning this area into my tourist attraction area. And if this is one of the ways, because as of right now, there are 3 ways up here. I think this middle way is going to be more for the people living here. And then this may be the primary way, but there's a distinct possibility that this is going to become an important way as well. And part of that looking into the future is when I look at this, look at what we meet, a stoplight. So let's turn. this into a much more traffic friendly. We may have to relocate not relocate, but just tear down and put these back. I don't know. Let's see here. But yeah, welcome back to more. Let's just see. Ooh. And it's not a big deal if we have to. Let's see if we can curve this. If we can't. But this, to me, this is the fun. This is the fun part. It looks like we can. I want the curve. Now, yeah, let's pause. We've got plenty of room to work with. It's going to cost some money, but it's going to cost some money, but in the long term, we're going to be happy, or I'm going to be happy. I probably need to see that's right on that border. We need to, let's see if we can bring this out a bit. Okay. Now, this major road, no light. The people coming from here will have a light, but at least the major thoroughfare won't have one. If we leave this road as low density, we'll just have a stop sign. If we take this road up in density, but at least for this portion. All right, better. Let's come over here. Now, people are going to want to go to work. And one thing that we can do, a relatively quick and easy, it's going to put a little bit of traffic here, but let's do this. And we're going to need to take some time. Oh. This particular map really likes to create different elevations. And I'm trying not to interfere. We may get to the point where we have to move that around, but for right now, oh, we need to put an incinerator. That's going to help us. Let's come out here. All right, that's cleaner. Better. Okay, while we're here, let's get that incinerator in place. We're losing money, but we've got a very, very low population. All right, so now we've got two ways. Oh, wait. We never replaced. And we unpaused. Wait, where was the water? The water was heaviest there, so let's put water here. Put that back. Let's put that there. We're going to need to take some time and start upgrading the roads that we need to upgrade. I absolutely love roads that overlap each other. So not only is this beneficial, but I like. All right, so now this is an intersection, but it's only for trains. So I think Look at that. See, they're kind of panicking. The water and sewage. All right, now we've got another way to get to work. Yeah, good. So that we don't cause any, let's just come off of this like that. Like that. Connect. Okay, good. So that the people going to work, as they're flowing, they're just going to make a right-hand turn. We could, if these were one-way roads, bring a road here, but they won't treat it as such. All right, good. All right, now we've got multiple ways to get to work. I really need these to hire quickly. There. Okay, pumping water, treating sewage. Good. We're getting, then these are lighting up probably because they don't have water. Out on patrol, you notice that fire, health, and police suddenly just kind of popped there. They were probably complaining about lack of. Okay, now all of our icons have gone back to gray. Good. Now we've got some. Let's go ahead and start the process. As the sun goes down, let's take some of these. Nothing's going to grow on these roads, and these roads are going to be important for traffic flow. So I want high density. This road here, high density. No, I don't foresee anything here. High density, high density. Maybe I do need a little bit of daylight. All right, I think that's got it. Did we take this bridge? Yep. Let's take that to medium. Drop that down to medium. I just left it on cheetah speed through the night as we were doing those changes to the roads. Right. fill in some gaps here. We just put down some zones real quick just to get the city going. We'll still need to make some tweaks. Do we have jobs? We do have some available jobs. That's good. We only have, we've got to work on this balance between our wealth levels. This garbage and this power plant is going to make this part of the city very unattractive. Let's push back. I think large is too big. Let's go with medium. One there. Oh, I wish. Let's do a smaller. So if we're going to do smaller, just for the sake of balance, they're going to complain, but that's okay. So let's go with, can this lay flat? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that and that. Now, that negative influence has been pushed back. Let's put a little park here and here. So now that negative influence has really been pushed. So negative is all along here. All right, now we've got some negative here. This corner would be a great spot for either a soccer field. Do we want soccer or baseball? Now the negative influence has been pushed back, so no residential area. Okay, good. And that's going to help the happiness. That's going to help people to move in. How do we do our taxes? Taxes are friendly. I want to begin the process because I have a thought of what I want to do, but I haven't executed it yet. All right, so my first big decision, is it in my best interest to run a road? So I do a road, highway, nothing. I just, let's see what it looks like. Decisions. If we're gonna do it, might as well do a highway. Now this is gonna create an intersection. So I created a light, but maybe it's for the better. All right, so what I want to do I wanted my attraction. These are all pretty fancy looking, but which one? Well, I want to use two of them. I think I may just do a road. I feel I'm losing. I may be overreacting, but I feel like I'm losing so much real estate for something that may not even be that critical. Let's do this. And get it as close to the border as possible. Let's take this here. Let's run this curve. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's see if that already feels better. Let's see how much more, so I don't lose a lot of space. And then I could even do one facing. That could be interesting. Let's do this one here. And then we'll get ourselves to where we need to be. I need to get an upgrade, but that's fine. Now, I don't want this to be like when we've done amusement parks in the past. I don't want this to be this huge, really the star of this. The star of this is going to be the train station. And I want a train ride out into nature. And I cannot remember just how big the train station is. Let's do this. And then let's do because I need enough of the amusement park. I need to unlock things, otherwise. So I don't know how much I'm going to need in order to unlock. Where does the sign? We need the sign because look, the sign attracts 72 of each wealth level. Let's put it. Let's do that. Okay. And we may expect. Let's see what we can get accomplished here. So we've got that. That fits. We could put things along the outside here. I wonder if I'm wasting space here. Let's do this. Let's get rid of some of this. Let's extend this out. Let's see if we can get another ride. I need something that's gonna fit. That could go along here. There may not be anything that actually fits. Yeah, so if nothing fits, let's just, and I know I like my curves, but for the sake of, all right, so I just want to make sure. So that looks like that would fit, and that would fit. So let's do that, and then we'll get the next one there. Now with these, you make your money and you unlock things by people having access. So as people come and go, these may look like they're just side pieces to this amusement park, but they're critical. So toy, let's do toy. Let's do popcorn. There's already a popcorn there. When they leave this ride, let's do snack. Let's give them a place to sit. And a place to sit there. Let's do a bus stop right in front. Excellent. Right. Excellent. How's our train? I mean, the city is so young. 23-minute wait. 25-minute wait. We've got 2 train stations. 69-minute wait. Nobody's come in yet? Nobody's come in yet. While we wait, I think now that I know how big this is, how much space it takes up, that looks pretty steep. Can we get a road? I didn't think so. Oh, we can do that. All right. Now that we've got... Let's pause. I'd like some hotels. I don't want high rises. I wonder if that's too close. I don't think I can put down another... Is there anything comparable to the size of this? I don't think so. That's much bigger. That's about as wide. So if we put one of those... So I need that road. I think that's going to be a little close. So let's do that. That should work. We may end up... Okay. And then... So all along here, that could develop. And I don't know if we could really do anything there. So how about... We were able to run a road. I believe we did it like that. Maybe we can stay closer. Or like... More like that. That actually looks cleaner. Okay.